Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, September the 8th. Hello, everybody. I'm not allowed to say Happy Monday because I get told it's an oxymoron, so I won't say it anymore.
I didn't say it. You can say it every time, and I'll say that every time. I didn't say you were allowed to do it. I just said it's an oxymoron.
And, okay, whatever. Maybe I just don't want to hear it's an oxymoron every time I say it.
Well, today's Monday wasn't that bad. Just the last time you did, the Monday was not good.
Happy Monday. It's been a busy Monday for me. I had funeral lunch today, so I was very, very busy.
This weekend was busy for me.
It was a busy weekend. How was everybody's weekend?
Or the whole week.
Or the whole week. How was your week last week? Last week wasn't super busy. It was the weekend was busy. Friday was busy for me because I did church flowers. They have a luncheon that they do 6 times out of the year. It's called First Friday Forum. It's a lunch, and then there's a speaker that talks about a topic that's relevant to the Catholic Church. And I like to go to them. And that was on Friday. So it's March, April, and May, and September, October, and November. So I went to that, and it was just busy. And someone over here did something over the weekend.
Yeah, I finally got to joining our church's food bank. And little backstory with me, I grew up poor. Like, we went to food banks all the time in order to get enough food. And I know exactly how you might not think a box of food is that much, but if it gets you to your next paycheck, and it's the difference between rationing food and eating like normal portions, that's game changing if you're in that big of a trouble.
Yeah.
And I helped distribute the food. I was the person that was taking the food to the cars, and also some other stuff, but it was chicken noodle soup for the soul.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure most of our folks that watch understand. Even if they've never been in that struggle, they understand that struggle. I would say that I know most of you well enough to know that you guys understand. You're not like the D people who just think everybody has the same things, because apparently there are people out there like that.
Yeah.
So I got asked to help take over running the community meal. The person that was running it, I found out some of why she resigned, and I'm just going, oh.
Okay.
She didn't want to use the community meal. Can use the food pantry and to help supplement what they cook. And things, and she didn't want to utilize that to the best of it. There's other things.
You know what? You could be the diplomatic one. I'll be me. Ready? She was lazy and wanted to use money instead of effort.
Yeah, kind of seems like that. Like I said, I was going to say.
And you're doing it for a church, so how about you save as much money as you can so you have something for later? Because this is supposed to be to help the less fortunate.
There were some other things with it that, she just didn't want to do it. I can't say for certain why she made the choices she did, but it doesn't feel like she understood what the true spirit of the community meal was. That being said, I have talked to multiple people who work with the community meal, who are very excited to know that, I'm taking it over. Like, me personally, I'm taking it over, which worries me slightly because I just don't want to be put up on that kind of a pedestal and fail people. I don't think that's good.
No, the pedestal's not that high. The problem is that lady went after the ground with a backhoe.
To be fair, I think even if I did do something and it fell, like something with the food, and it fell flat one month, I don't think the people would be greatly disappointed. I think they would just go, okay, well, that idea is not going to happen again.
I think it's the fact that you're willing to try.
I think so. And I think a lot of the folks, I know that there's quite a few folks, especially on the cooking side, those that were on the cooking side are very excited that we're going to be back to more actually in-house cooking. She wasn't doing a lot of in-house cooking. It was just regular.
Considering the fact that she was asked to use ingredients by the priest, and she turned them down and went and bought something expensive instead, and I looked at her, and I was like, I can use those ingredients. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you might have heard me mention that I can boil pasta.
Like I said, it is a whole story, and I'm not going to get into it and air dirty laundry on this, and it would take too much time.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, the bar is not, it's a combination of, she dug a pit that good down, and everybody has tasted your cooking before, and it's night and day.
Yeah, and Joe put it in perspective, because a couple of people were like, that's another thing you're taking on, that's another responsibility you're taking on. You actually put it in perspective when Father first asked me, though, because you're like, well, how big is this? And it's, they average about 60 people. They make enough food for between 80 and 100, depending on what your ingredients you have, how much ingredients you have. And Joe's like, well, that's basically just a funeral lunch. He's not wrong. It is a regular once-a-month funeral lunch, basically, but it's done at dinner time.
Yeah, but... Yeah, my main thing, we actually had that, well, I'm not going to get into that too much, but basically it's just we're worried because we know that on the surface it looks like you have a hard time saying no, and it's actually just the fact that Father's very good at asking you the right questions.
Exactly. And Father knows that...
Father likes your cooking.
I think he does. I really do.
Trust me. Can verify she is an awesome cook.
A lot of people at the church like my cooking because everybody says how wonderful they think the funeral lunch meals are. And today was a testament to, oh my God, I work my butt off for those. It was a very big funeral today. It was 125 people. I don't think we actually served quite that many. I don't think we served quite 100, but it was work, and we made it happen, and I was short a person because people are just busy right now, and it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, and one thing that's like one of those things you got to keep in mind, because we actually had this conversation with the grocery store, is there's not a lot of advance notice with this stuff. If you get 4 days, it's a good lead time.
I mean, yeah, the lead time I had on this one was was bigger than most. I will say that. Excuse me. I will say that. But it worked. We made it work, and we made it happen. And you know what? It worked. So, and then let's see. Nothing really spectacular happened on Sunday except grocery shopping.
And I got my steps in, mowing the lawn.
And Joe mowed the lawn. Thank you so much for mowing the lawn.
Yeah, it was mowing the lawn is literally just a case of coordinating my time with Mother Nature's sense of humor.
Pretty much.
Like, I will say yesterday was a great day to mow the lawn. It was in the 60s. That is a great temperature to go and work up a sweat in.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
85 on the other hand.
Not so great. Well.
Yeah, I have a 64-ounce water cup. I went through 2 of them when it was 85 out.
You need to drink a lot of water. Anyways.
That's a good gauge of how hot you are, though.
Yeah. Funny story. Our neighbors are they're not bad people. Sometimes I question what they do. I do. Today, however, I did not. Well, I might be right now because it looks like they're dogpiling on one single chair in the front yard. I don't understand why they sit in the front yard when they have a very nice backyard, but that's beside the point. Today, there was a helicopter checking the power lines. And the guy across the street is like standing there doing this number. Now, I'm old enough that I remember the great power outage of the early 2000s of the Northeast. That, like, a tree...
Your part of the Northeast.
Fell... Well, yeah, my part of the Northeast. A tree fell into a high-tension power line, or one of the high-traffic power lines, and took out the entire Northeast grid for, like, a day and a half. That happened behind your old job, didn't it?
Yes, because if you've ever seen, it's the 007 with the oil lady, and they have that scene where there's tree cutter things that look like just a log thing of saw blades that hangs from a helicopter. Those weren't movie props like I thought. Those are actual real things they use in order to keep trees away from things like pipelines or high tension wires.
Yeah. The ones that are kind of remote that you can't really get to. But...
Oh, I just think it's period because nothing else can do it.
Well, yeah, for the most part. But they fly helicopters around and check a lot of the other power lines, make sure there's nothing that needs trimmed or anything like that. Now, I heard the helicopter, and I went, what? That helicopter's awful loud. Oh. Sounds like I bet they're checking the power lines.
Would you like to know what they do? They hang outside with a really good infrared camera and look for hot spots on the lines.
Okay, well, that totally makes sense. But it was so funny because I'm like, apparently the neighbor across the street is not quite old enough to remember that incident and realize that caused the... some of the regulations to change, and that's why they do that now around here, especially around here.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to look. I did look because I went out and got the mail at one point, and they were kind of over on some power lines over here, and I went, yep, they're checking the power lines. I knew right away. It was so funny.
Would you like to know why they do that? The technical reason? Where it builds up spot is because corrosion's causing it to drop get hotter because of it dropping current there. So when that spike hit, all of those weak spots failed simultaneously, which caused a cascade reaction across the grid.
Yeah, which is what took the whole grid
So
down.
if there wasn't so many weak spots on the lines, it wouldn't have gone as far, which is why they now do that, because they can patch them. They can literally just go up there, cut the wires, put it in little brackets and a new stretch of wire between them, replace it. I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
It's just, they now have to do that because it will fail with a power surge.
And last summer, in the area, they replaced a lot of the old tree trunk poles with what are called wind resistant or high wind resistant poles. The ones the ones over in town are like laminated boards put together. There's a technical name for it, and I can't think of it. So they're boards stacked on top of each other.
Plywood?
It's not plywood. It's like actual 2x4 timbers. But there's a special name for it. But yeah, it's kind of like when you do a composite board.
Excuse me.
If that makes it higher. And then, I know out in the country, some of them are, they have metal in certain spots to make them a little bit more resistant to wind. It's fascinating.
Let's move this train along.
We should move the train along. I just thought it was really funny the neighbor going like this. You clearly don't remember.
Yeah. Or just didn't put 1 plus 2 together.
Which is also possible. Why don't we shout out our commenters who all wished us a happy anniversary last week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lynn, Bridget, Ann, Janet, Teresa.
Teresa, I hope your recovery is going well.
Eek.
Well, she had to have a surgery, and then she said 5 days later she had to go back into surgery because something in the internal stitches failed. Goodness gracious, I hope you're recovering well now.
Yeah, please be helped. I mean, this isn't even a human body. As a technician, having to go back in there and fix something again right after you get that fixed is irritating. I don't even want to know how that is for a human.
I can imagine it's not fun. So.
Oh, I get that's irritating. Okay, moving along.
Moving along. Whips.
I did a little something. Well, I got some gunplay done. Now the torso has a head and arms. Well, it's got legs. I'll bring it down here.
I have arms. I have arms. I have arms. There's something wrong with me.
This is Carolyn Manning Designs. Ruby took this to Guild and got a little bit of stitching on it, and everybody was blown away by this pattern for some reason. I mean, thank you for the biscuits
and gravy.
I just got down here. That's all I got, but I did get this done.
Well, look at that. You're getting some work done.
Yeah, but you had a. Part of the reason why I got a little distracted is it was Friday when we got together what I was doing Saturday. Because planning.
Yeah. So, we'll go into what I worked on this week.
Let's go!
I don't know why I just said that. I'm so tired. So tired, I'm goofy. Alright. Well, I pulled out a Carolyn Manning. I pulled out my Star Touch Meadow February block. And guess what? It's done. So, I did 343 stitches on this. And finished the Sal prompt. You can do the Build a Challenge with your Sal or your full coverage project. So, I just was like, I might as well keep stitching. I think I had the three outside bit, I don't remember what exactly I finished with 228 stitches, but I went ahead, I had plenty of time that day, so I did the Build This Challenge on it, and it got it all done. So that's what, 571 total for the week to finish that out. Now, I still needed to finish up the Build a Challenge stitches, so I took out my stamped cross stitch full coverage, and I put 75 stitches on that, and you should be seeing that float across our faces right now, because I'm in the process of working on it for this week's Sal and full coverage. And as far as it goes with stitching these next ones, I have 3 pieces of 16 count Aida already pre-cut for more of these blocks. Police officer. So I will kit up those 3 that I have the fabric cut for and work on those with my full coverage. That's what we're going to do. That sounds reasonable. Okay. And now, so we will move on to the stitches for what week it was. And I don't remember what the week was. Mobile Apps Week. No.
Marvel
Superhero Weeks. Yes, it was Marvel Superhero Week. Sorry. Facebook? Y'all know Facebook is dumb. And it rearranges stuff on me. Anyways. Marvel Superhero Week. Joe was able to get it all into one prompt. I don't know where my cover photo for this is. There it is. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, I must have leaned into something and hit a button when I was reaching over.
Or computer was being computer.
Or computer was being computer. When I was reaching over to get the cover photo for this. So, Joe, we were able to make all of the prompts from Marvel Superhero Week fit on Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia. I don't want to put that in the thing. This is on a piece of, I don't really have a name for it because it's just a dark brown. 32 count, even weave. So, my favorite superhero, I don't really have a favorite superhero. My favorite hero would be Frodo, or Samwise, that's what I said. I used my whip of choice pass for something that you change the color on. This is my largest stitch count, and this is my most expensive whip. Whip. So I did 1,206 stitches on it, and I have all of the light pink background finished. I started stitching. I have all of the grass finished. I am not going to tell you where I was at in the process of stitching the grass when I realized it was grass.
Can I tell you something that without getting beat up?
What?
I knew it was grass while it was still just the pink.
I missed that little factoid.
When I saw the curves at the top, I knew it was grass.
Yeah.
Or reeds or some kind of plant matter.
Yeah. But we got a good amount of stitching done on it. And I think I have... No, I do not have all of the grass done. There's some up in the one side.
Up in here.
That I need to finish.
Sorry.
I used my free pass on the stitch on something that has 100 or more of something in it. Although I'm pretty sure that would have counted for this project. I could have said there's more than 100 dang gone beads on this. I think there's more than 1,000 beads on this. There's a lot of beads on this.
Honey, I'm pretty sure you're going to have over 100 hours on it.
Oh, yes. So then, that took us to the weekend. And over the weekend, because it's a new month, I started...
Oh, we have to do this now, huh?
Yes, I started a new monthly. I got just a basic... It's cute. I hope she likes it. Christmas stocking for my cousin's wife. I thought it was nice and pretty, and thought it might be something she would like. So, I got 3 of the monthly prompts finished on this. Hello, Kitty! What is Kitty Cat getting into?
I don't know, so I just picked them up.
So I got 1,052 stitches on it. Yes, her name is Jennifer. I didn't realize that it had the name charted, like the demo name charted on there until after I purchased it. Worked out in my advantage. So, but I got the top part done and I started a tree. Alright. That has been my actual stitching for the week. I have something else to show you though. That's stitching related that I worked on.
He's not getting down like I thought he would.
I expected him to jump down when you let go, but no, he's just chilling.
This was supposed to be a temporary cat show. I think you might be here for the whole video knowing you.
Yeah. I have been FFOing things. Trying to get stuff FFO'd for Needle Art Show this week, coming up weekend. I have one thing fully done.
Oh.
Cathedral Wood Goddess is fully done. I have been telling anybody and everybody I can that's local to me they need to go to the Brunswick Library on Saturday and or Sunday this weekend. 10 to 5 on Saturday, 1 to 4 on Sunday, and visit the Medina Needlework Guild's Needle Art Show and vote for this as your favorite project, because I really want the People's Choice Ribbon. I have been trying to get the People's Choice Ribbon since I joined the guild. Every year I think I've put my most impressive project in and somebody outdoes me. I'm not necessarily... Okay, I'm a little salty about it, but not in like a... mad.
Okay, like the last guy, I think, was the last time or the time before, he actually joined the guild, didn't he?
Last year... No, Scott was... I don't remember if he joined the guild just before or just after Needlework Show, but the guy that won last year actually got his family to come in and vote for him for Best of Show, which I thought was hilarious. And like 2 years ago, when I put, when we had Claire and Evanora in...
Oh, and by the way...
Thank you. When we had Claire and Evanora in, somebody put in the Playing Hearts Mirabilia. The Playing Hearts, the Queen of... I can't remember what they were. but it was the Queen playing card Mirabilias. I'm not saying it's like some crap project is winning over mine. It's just every time somebody outdoes me, and it annoys me a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, it would really make me happy to win People's Choice this year on, especially this one, because
you don't
all
want
of
to
the personal drama that has surrounded us with this.
Can I be honest?
What?
I think you should put it in to get judged.
I don't.
That's fine. I was just putting out my opinion.
Mainly because at least one of the greens, I think one of the greens in her dress, no. This one I actually managed to get all of the greens in her dress off same color lot. It's not perfect, so I just don't want it judged.
Okay. I was just saying that's how good I think it is.
I know. I got one thing judged in my life, and that's enough for me.
Okay. Well, I got one thing judged, and we didn't ask the lady back because of her question. Like, she put something down. If you've been here before, you know. Where she said she didn't like my color choice for a high voltage sign.
And
I used this yellow.
it's yellow and black. A lot of people are like, yeah, we don't understand that.
Especially because she's like, well, I don't like how it's FFO'd. Because the FFO is a...
And I realized some of the FFOing was my fault because I put magnets on it and...
That was my request.
It was a little... It could have been better.
But it's functional, and everybody at my job thinks it's awesome, by the way.
I'm glad. I have lost my pencil. On today's episode of Laura is failing at life.
Okay, we going to plans now?
We will go into plans now because while I brought stuff home from the Needle Art Guild, from MNG on Wednesday, I don't know where it's at. It wasn't anything super exciting, so.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's go into plans. What are your plans, darling? Oh, I got the hiccups.
I am drawing a blank because I don't have any plans. Because I'm just trying to survive.
That's kind of how I feel this week. It's a busy week. Alright, well, let's go into Daily 30 Weekly. Hold on, my brain just stopped. Alright, so the theme is, the title is, What's Not in a Name, British version. The concept this week, we all have favorite songs that we like to sing along to, right? Some of us more than others. Some of us can randomly spout song lyrics. Some of us randomly spout song lyrics whenever somebody mentions something that we can bring a song up for. Fun fact, found out yesterday, a lot of autistic people do that. Anyways, but what we're looking at are songs that are popular songs that don't actually have the song title in the name. Like the song title is not in the song. That's what I meant to say. I realized it didn't come out right. So, for example, prompt 1 is Immigrant Song. A classic Led Zeppelin song that makes you want to fight, go conquer, and pump yourself up. Immigrant Song, the title is not anywhere heard in the lyrics. So, stitch on a whip that you are attempting to finish this year. I got a real good candidate, but we're probably going to have to pick others for the other ones because this might actually get it done.
Okay.
Cal Lily Bride.
That works.
I do want to finish that this year because it's very close to being done. Alright, prompt number 2. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. It's just a classic, right? Stitch on a whip that at one point you lost interest in and you have now found love in again. because at one point the tapes for Bohemian Rhapsody were almost lost. So, stitch on a whip that at one point you lost interest in and now have found new love in again. Well...
Can I say something really quick?
What?
Technically, once a cycle, you lose interest in all of these.
We could throw it that way. I can also throw it out this way. This one I lost interest in because it's a Russian designer, and I was scheduled to start it just before I was going to start it, and then Russia invaded Ukraine.
I think that's the only one on there, because the other ones you have either are...
This one, while a recent start, I had started and recently worked on, I had started it on election night, and election night didn't go the way I wanted it to. So I lost interest in wanting to stitch on it.
Okay, let's check the other prompts then.
So I could probably come up with a couple. Alright. Space Oddity. This Ode to Space was released in July 1969 by David Bowie. Stitch on a whip associated with the cosmos. I'm not sure I can come up with anything for that. I mean...
Midnight Sale.
We could say Midnight Sale because it's got a giant moon on it.
You know what? Fine, we're going to do Vintage Block Sampler for 2.
Let's.
Okay.
Viva La Vida, released in 2008 by Coldplay. The translation of the song is Long Live Life. Stitch on your largest whip.
Okay.
And then number 5 is A Day in the Life. This group of songs would not be complete without a Beatles classic. Found on Sgt. Pepper's album. It looks at the mundane things in life. Work on a whip of choice and tell us about something you do daily. Now, I do have a free pass, so I can free pass something.
Number 5, To Cal Lily Bride.
If this is the 400 stitch count week, so if I have more than 400 stitches on her, I will do that.
Otherwise, for number 2, do Russia. And I'm not following about what I'm saying while recording.
Number 2 is number 3. I mean, we could do Midnight Sale.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is a 400 stitch count week, so I don't actually mind having different projects for each prompt. There is also a large, giant asterisk on this week, and that is Needlework Guild Show.
That's your plans.
Thursday, I am there. I go all day to help with intake into the show. So, stitching is hit or miss. Friday, I help sort of manage judging, I guess you could say. I help babysit judging? I don't know. You know, if this judge and scribe have a question about something and Linda's busy, and this judge and scribe have a question about something, rather than them having to wait on Linda being able to answer the question, I'm there to help. Or if the person typing up, working up the program for us needs something, I'm there to help so that Linda, to help keep things flowing is basically the plan. So stitching is, again, hit or miss. And some of that is because I stop stitching and sit there and listen to the one judge talk about things on projects and take mental notes. So I may not actually get all 4 prompts done this week. We'll see. Okay, next. Did you keep the cover photo for this?
No, I think you stole it back.
I certainly did.
I tried to save it.
We will work on the monthly. This month's monthly acrostic is Diamond Dots. So, we have 3 D's.
Dot or dots?
Dot. Sorry. We have 3 D's.
Dang nabbit.
How about an I?
I gotta look those up real quick. Ice.
I see. A. Arbor. Arborist.
Deer. There's Douglas firs.
Oh, there is Douglas.
That one or that one can be a Douglas fir. They're tall evergreens.
Douglas Fir. Yes, Fir. Alright, how about an A? An arborist works on trees.
Yep.
M.
Let's just get to O.
O. N.
Teeth tree.
T. Trees, yeah. N. Well, there's technically an N stitched on there because there's an N in her name. Trees are outdoors. Hey, I'm going with what I can. Another O.
This one's gonna suck.
This one's gonna be challenging.
Stockings open at the top. Stretching for an O.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong. D. This is gonna be challenging. I mean, it doesn't really look like a normal forest. It kind of looks like a dreamscape.
That works. I will say this.
What?
If you had that many evergreen trees, it'd get dirty when the leaves fell.
Yeah. If you brought that many Christmas trees into your house would be dirty. Okay, M, and can we think of another O?
These are orbs in that tree. And they're orbs all over the place.
The snowflakes make orbs.
I gotta look up a word real quick.
Okay.
I forgot to spell it too.
Mosaic. Ah!
SAIC. Because that is a mosaic of trees.
It's a mosaic of trees. There we go.
I had to make sure I was right about the word mosaic.
Well, that was nice and challenging. Sorry, I picked something very challenging.
No, that's not the problem. That was just my brain letting out some steam, and also I thought that was funny for a second. I am weird.
That's okay.
Comment below if the weird bothers you. Keep in mind, I don't plan on changing it.
I'm pretty sure most of you that are here for the weird. at this particular point in life, considering we've been making floss tubes for 5, 6, maybe 7 years. Maybe 8, maybe longer. I don't really know. We are on Flosstube 370. I can't remember if it's 74 or 75. Might be 73, but I'm pretty sure it's either 74 or 75. Welcome to our corner of crazy.
Excuse me.
I am also trying to get a couple other things FFO'd for show on this weekend. I have them mostly done. It's a matter of putting the bits together at this point. I have one thing that I think I'm going to have to alter my original plan on, but it won't be too hard. So,
Funny story, real quick.
what?
What happened yesterday? I laid down in the bedroom. I thought she was going to be coming in, but she didn't. And I walked over and I'm like, what is she? And all I see is her go with glue going like this, and I'm going, I don't want to know what's going on, but if you have the glue bottle out, I'm going to go lay back down.
So,
Because she was FFOing it, but it's like, you know what? When she looks that concentrated and she has the glue like that, it's like, whatever is going on is currently irritating her, and I'm getting out of here.
once upon a time, I thought it would be a really good idea to buy a big, like this tall, bottle of Aleene's tacky glue and just refill that out of my gallon jug. I have since learned that actually is not a good idea, because the bottle is so big that the glue, it just doesn't like to go down to the nozzle to come out. The smaller bottles are much more effective. I have since bought smaller bottles. I do need to use up what's in the big bottle. What I should actually probably do is use the smaller bottles and refill out of the big bottle until that's completely empty. But I also have not been FFOing this year like I normally do. I need to get back on that train because
Your UFO pile is currently outdoing your unstarted pile?
not UFO pile, my...
Unfinished object.
Yeah, but UFO means unfinished objects means you have abandoned it in mid-process.
Oh, I was thinking about unfinished as in FFO.
We call that the under the bed box. Most people, we call it the under the bed box. It's a finished object. They're FOs, finished objects. FFO, fully finished object.
Okay, so your FO is about to overrun your hasn't been kitted up yet pile.
There's a lot, so I need to get stuff done. What is that? My cat's climbing on the box. All right. Announcements. Next week, Flosstube will be a day late. I have a very full day on Monday, and I'm just not going to add to the pile. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Like, I don't think I'm going to see her Monday for more than 5-10 minutes at a time, where she's not trying to run around getting to the next thing.
You'll see me. So, yeah, we're just not going to add to the pile. So it will be a day late, just so you all know. Because I do know and appreciate that there are some of you, when I don't put it up on time, message me on Wednesday morning and go, "You alright? Everything good? Where's Flosstube?" Generally in that order. "You alright? Everything good? Where's Flosstube?" I appreciate it, though, that people check on me. I do. It's nice being checked on. And I mean, we're running a retreat, but we are having a retreat, a Stitch Day on Saturday, November 1st. Most of you are not local, so coming is just not feasible for you. Wish you could, but it's okay. I understand. That's it for the announcements. We're done. This is going to be... Ew. We're running on a 45-minute Flosstube today.
No, we started at 5.
Yeah, but we had to stop.
At like 25-30 minutes.
No, it was 19 minutes in.
Okay.
So, thank you all. we need to wrap this up because the cat is getting into trouble too. What
Please
do we
like,
want them
comment,
to do?
share, subscribe, bell notification, all that stuff. Sorry, my cat is trying to do something.
I don't know what the cat is getting into. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed your time with us.
We hope you're entertained.
Hope you are entertained. We hope you come back to the crazy again. And fly. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.